Hey guys, Czar checking in with you. Hope all is well. It's 10 after 11 a.m. No trades for me this morning, but interestingly enough, there's been a significant move. You can see here, this is the S&P that we're looking at, and this is the Dow, where I've actually had most of my attention this morning and haven't taken any trades despite this nice move. This move from the open of New York to the top of the move was 282 points. The Dow is now up. Dow futures up 0.8%. Nasdaq is up 1.3% here today. So a very significant move here as well, even though we started down on the day and then turned and now significantly higher. You can see blowing through this zone marker here and now into what I would refer to as cleanish traffic. Not completely clean, but reasonably clean traffic. And the S&P, that's the same thing, similar at the very least. And then, of course, the Dow taking out really two zones. This is one. You can think of this as being the one zone that we see on the other charts. But I have a little, an extra marker in here just kind of for fun, because there was a bit of a rejection here at one point on Thursday of last week. Today is Monday. This is Friday. This was Thursday in New York, mid-New York. Okay, so now we're looking at this this chart, and I'm going to take you over to the Three Sisters as well, and you'll see what we have going on here now. These have equalized a bit more than they were earlier. You can see the Nasdaq on the left, S&P in the middle, Dow on the right-hand side, looking fairly similar at this point. There was a divergence or a detachment earlier on here in the session. Now we're seeing a little firmness again. I'm going to put you on pause here, guys. I've set the stage, and I'll bring you back if I see a trade develop. I'll just put you back on, or put us back onto the main trading screen here on the Dow. This is a 30-minute chart. I'll be right back. Pause now. All right, guys, we're back. A few minutes have passed. Bring you back to the Three Sisters, and you'll see what's happening here. We're starting to round over. S&P getting ready to come back to structure. Consider it here. Dow, which is what I'm looking at more closely, has already done so. This is a 1 minute chart. These are microstructures, obviously. With an extended move like we're seeing, I'm okay with looking at this a little more closely. You can check out VWAP now. We'll see where we're beyond 2 standard deviations. The red line is 2.5 standard deviations, so you can see we're between 1.5 and 2.5 up here. Actually, virtually tapped it earlier here in the session back at 10 after 10. It is now 20 after 11, about an hour and 10 minutes ago. Now looking at a potential rounding. Watch this here. I'm illustrating what I'm thinking as I'm doing this. You can get an idea of where I'm going with this. It may even help you to see this. And to see this. This is like art, isn't it? Some would think, nope, not really. I don't see any art there. That's okay. There certainly is artistry, and I can tell you that after 35 years of trading, that there's an artistry to some of this stuff, and this is the most basic form of artwork you can do on a chart right here. But I've evolved into simplicity over my many years of engaging with the markets, and I no longer have complex charts with 10 or 12 indicators on them, lines, diagonal lines drawn all over the place. I mean, yeah, these are lines, I guess you can say, horizontal lines. The reality is I don't actually need these lines on my charts. I do them for my group and for the YouTube audience, so they can see graphically what I'm seeing in my head while I'm looking at this, and so you can understand why I'm about to take a short here, potentially. In 5 minutes, London closes. Frankfurt has already closed 25 minutes ago. And then we move into the twilight zone, which is the closed status of Europe and the lunch status of North America. I say North America because the Canadian market is on the same time. So, for instance, Toronto and Montreal, the big ones, are in the same time zone as New York. They're on the New York time zone, Eastern Standard Time, and they're fairly big markets as well. They don't compare to the NYSE, but I say North America because I have Canadian friends as well, and they're fairly significant sized traders, and it matters that they are also going for lunch over in Canada. Watching now, we've seen a micro break and retest. I say micro because this is the 1 minute chart. If I bring you back to the 30-minute chart, there's not much going on. You see that? It's a doji candle. It's actually slightly blue, but it's not a particularly, all of these drawings that I've done here are essentially inside of this one candle to speak of, right? There's some down here. The lowest one is down here, but you get the idea. Watching. This trade marker, by the way, is not an actual trade. It's not live. This one here is not live. It's just putting some paint on the canvas so you can see where I'm thinking here. I'm going to move over now onto my own platform to the Dow futures and to the 1 minute chart, and I'm going to get ready to potentially take an entry once we get a blue candle or two. So hopefully you could see what I did there. We had a completely blank chart. And then you began to see me make some sense of these structures. Getting ready now, 2 seconds, getting ready to sell. Sell at the market in a moment, watching. Not yet, not yet. Still not in. See more weakness here first. Fibonacci was for you, not for me. All right. Keeping my eyes on this, guys. Do you have a sense that these more or less random meanderings of candles have now taken on some kind of framework, benchmarking and milestoning, if you will? Getting ready now, guys, getting ready for a sell. I'll move the marker when I get a chance. I'm just in my other platform now to take a trade. Waiting for this candle to close. If it closes blue and then breaks itself to the downside, I will take a trade. I will go short. Let's get real close here. I don't want there to be any doubt. Oops, that was TradingView just shutting down. It does that sometimes. It'll come back, I think, when it right there it is. Not sure why it does that now, but it does from time to time. 12 seconds left. 5 seconds left in this candle. and done. New candle now. Oh, look at that drop. I'm short. That was the 11:30 minute, and that's what just happened there, guys. Is London closing. That was London closing. All right. My trade is here. Target, bottom of that move, which is right here. See that there? This is not my stop, obviously. Hopefully that's obvious. Waiting for this now. Looking for 15 to 16 points. Watching. First trade of the day, guys. Been waiting a long time for just a little setup like this. Nothing major. Fairly predictable, but nothing's predictable about the market. So I want to be very careful how I say things like that. Watching. Here we go. Done. Thanks for being with me, guys. Quick 16 points there. Looks like this thing's going to go significantly lower. I have no problem seeing this thing fill this gap, this zone, and then even move down to the next zone and even beyond. We'll see. But I wanted to get the most certain move. That was a nice 1 1/4 R for me there. Just a bit more, actually. And done. I could be done for the day just on that. Very simple, guys. 1 hour a day can make you very wealthy if you compound that. Okay? Talk to you soon. Have a good afternoon. Take care now.